guess the second question about bees is what is your what do you like to feed your bees? What's your do you have a method that you like or something? You know, if
Yeah, I tried to educate myself on feeding. When I first started beekeeping in 1981, high fructose corn syrup was really brand new on the scene for beekeepers to use, and a lot of beekeepers picked up on that. Out on the West Coast in those days, we were feeding uh, dry sugar in the form of dry vert. It's a partially inverted sugar that's made by C&H Sugar in San Francisco. And I fed a lot of that back in my Oregon days. And then when I moved to Georgia, I did use high fructose corn syrup for a while, but eventually I figured out that sucrose syrup, which is the same as table sugar made into sugar syrup, is really much better for the bees. So I'm kind of a promoter of using sucrose syrup rather than high fructose corn syrup. And I've used a lot of types of feeders. Right now, my favorite feeder really is a bucket on top of the colony. Many of my colonies also have a division board feeder inside. The double deeps do. I don't do that in singles much because I don't like losing two frames in a single story colony. Way back when I very first started in Oregon, when I was building my own small outfit, I actually did use entrance feeders, with the jar on the entrance, and they worked. They have their pros and cons. They're very easy to fill, and you can see when they're ready to fill. And as long as the weather's warm, the bees utilize them real well. Where you run into trouble with those is if you put them on a weak colony and they kind of drip a little bit in the mornings when the sun comes up, and if the colony's not strong enough and syrup starts to drip out of the feeder itself, it can really cause robbing badly. So I don't use those anymore. But
exactly.
I really like the bucket feeders up on top of the colony.